So we'll have 5 talks. The first one is from Coatema. Dr. Thomas Kolbusch is the VP of Marketing and Sales at Coatema. He's based in Germany. And he will be introducing us to the presentation called Upscaling OPV into Production Tech. And I'll give you the stage.
Okay. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I will not only speak about OPV, I also speak about third-gen solar cells, which also includes, of course, perovskite solar cells. A long time ago, it also included dye-sensitized solar cells. I will give a short introduction on Coatema coating machinery, situation today in Europe, third-gen solar technologies. I will report on a new European Horizon project, Flex to Energy. Look a little bit into slot die coating for third generation PV and the equipment being used going into production scale operation. All of the information you find with this QRC code, also my latest presentations, you can download. This makes life a little bit easier. Coatema coating machinery is focused on coating, printing, and laminating equipment. We have our own R&D center in Germany, in Dormagen, and we are focusing on high-tech markets, specifically renewables, printed electronics, and others. And working globally, doing funded projects, and are part of the 88 holding in Hamburg. Our focus areas the last 5 years really have been green hydrogen, fuel cells, batteries, solar. We look into sustainability in products, but also in things how we make products. We look into digital fabrication. I will show a new digital printing method we will implement in November, working on print electronics, and always looking for the next thing in our operation. We have a huge R&D network globally, which are using our equipment. So not only Fraunhofer institutes, we go down to Australia in our operations with our R&D customers. And the last slide, these are the funded projects we're doing at the moment. I mentioned Flex to Energy, but we're working also on solid-state batteries, like in solid, carbon capture systems, like in waterproof. So a mix of technologies we want to understand and we want to implement in our company within the next 10 years. What's the today's situation in Europe? I think it's quite straightforward. We have to go out of the fossil fuels till 2050. Everyone knows this. For this, we need green hydrogen. Green hydrogen, we need electrolyzers. Electrolyzers needs a lot of energy, and this energy has to be renewable. So it's mainly solar, wind, which we use in Europe, either for mobility or for industrial use, like green steel, for example, but also, of course, for heat distribution and replacing gas in our approach. If we look into global solar, the solar generation in 2021 was 1,002 terawatts hours. And most of this, we have to say also, in this market is being produced in China. So 40% of the modules globally are coming from China, 80% in the overall value chain. Products, ingots, wafer cells, and modules are from China. Exports from China reached, in January 2023, $93.5 billion US dollars, which is a yearly growth rate of 20%. So the hope, of course, is that the market share of PV in all energy sources will be 20% in 2030, and it looks very good. In Europe, we will reach 1,200 terawatt hours in 2030 and 2,200 terawatt hours in 2050. That's only an estimate, but it's impressive. So what's the share of OPV in this market today? In this 127 billion global PV market, OPV has a very small share of 150 million in 2022. And now the question is, should we spend all our funding in silicon wafer cells in Europe, building up the industry